So if we do an Eskimo theme and got snow cones and found out if there's kosher moose. Sorry, I was thinking over my Shalach Manos themes for this year. Mishloach Manos really is a fascinating mitzvah, even before the invention of theme Shalach Manos. The notion of Mishloach Manos, the idea that Purim is incomplete if we do not send gifts specifically of food to other Jews as part of our celebration. The Sfas Emes has a fascinating approach to this, and he says that really, if you look carefully, the motif of the entire Purim story is the need to gather together the Jewish people. Esther does it when she initially proposes the period of fasting. She says, Lech Knossos Kol HaYehudim, go gather all the Jews together. And when describing the war against the anti-Semites, it's described as Nikalu HaYehudim, the Jews gathered together in order to fight. The Sfas Emes says that this really is fundamental to the miracle of Purim. That Purim represents that the merit of Purim is the idea of the Jewish community closing ranks, coming together. And then Mordechai and Esther decided to perpetuate that theme by requiring that we have to give gifts of food to each other in order to celebrate Purim. And he suggests further that this really was foundational to the entire period of the Second Temple, which begins shortly after the story of Purim. That really what gives the Second Temple its sanctity is the Jewish community itself. And he says that's why the Talmud says that why was the Second Temple destroyed? Because of sinas chinam, because of hatred between Jews. In other words, if foundational to the Second Temple, right? In other words, if the great miraculous period of Purim is essentially founded on the concept of Ahavas Yisrael, of loving other Jews, then it makes complete sense that what's going to undo that Beis HaMikdash? A similar sense of sinas chinam, right, of hatred between Jews, and that really is fundamental. What's interesting is that if one looks in the book of Nehemiah, which describes the celebration of Rosh Hashanah short years after the story of Purim, the book of Nehemiah describes as part of the rejoicing which Ezra and Nehemiah told the Jews that they must do on Purim, to go and eat and drink, and to send manos, to send portions of food one to the other. So what's interesting is that we see here that what Mordechai and Esther formally enacted on Purim, right, in that period of time came to be seen as integral to the general notion of Yantiv. In other words, the same way that it was formally mandated on Purim, that when the Jews came to celebrate other Yom Tovim, such as Rosh Hashanah, that was seen as part of the process during a period when the idea of strengthening bonds within the Jewish people was critically important.